It's Wednesday, January the 14th. Today our lesson, a prayer for God confidence. A prayer for God confidence. What is God confidence? It's trusting in Him, having confidence that God's going to do what He says He'll do. Psalm chapter 34, verse 4 says, I sought the Lord, and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. You know, there's times when we ask God for something, and then we take back control of it. Sometimes I'll ask God to help me with something, and maybe God's not working fast enough for me, so then I say, well, I guess I'll take care of it myself. That never works out well. A prayer for God confidence is having total confidence in God that when you ask Him for something, you know He's going to take care of it. It may be the way you want. It may not be the way you want, but you know that He's going to do that. So how can we have trust and confidence in God that He will do what He says He will do? Well, first of all, Proverbs 3, verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't depend on your own understanding. We don't have to understand how God is working. We just need to know that He is. And then let Him work the way that He works best. So first of all, trust God. It's kind of like a young child who's learning to swim, and they're standing at the edge of the pool about to jump in the deep end, and there's an adult there and says, jump, I'll catch you. Well, somewhere along the line, that child has to release control of the situation and jump, and they're totally at the mercy of that person. Well, that's the same way with us. We just need to trust God. And that sounds easy. For that child standing on the edge of the pool, it's not an easy thing to do. And sometimes it's not easy for us to trust God. So trust Him with all your heart, and then self-discipline. Resist the urge to go back and take control of the situation, or think we have control of the situation. The self-discipline, allow God, give God the time and allow Him to do what He's going to do. And third, exchange the lies for truth. What are we talking about there? When we are searching for God's direction, we're going to get help from a lot of different directions. Sometimes from people who have good intentions, but they're not God. And sometimes they're our own ideas, and they're flavored by our experiences. And sometimes they're ideas from the enemy. We need to recognize what isn't true and let that go and stay with truth, because God is truth. And if we listen to Him, it's going to work out. But if we try to do it another way, it's not going to work. And then be who God created you to be. God created you to trust Him, to live for Him. Just like King Saul was getting ready to go into a battle, but he needed the prophet Samuel to come and offer sacrifice before they went into battle. But prophet Samuel didn't come. Anyway, the other army's out there, and King Saul's feeling a pressure to get started, so he goes ahead and offers the sacrifice. Oh, bad decision. He wasn't self-disciplined to wait. He didn't trust totally in the Lord. He wasn't self-disciplined, and he exchanged the truth for a lie. In other words, somebody's got to do it, so I will do it. Well, sometimes that's not good. And if you'll remember, that's when he really lost his kingship. So when you're looking to have confidence in God, and you have prayed and asked God for something, trust Him. Trust Him with all of your heart. Self-discipline, resist the urge to take it over. When you hear these lies, these doubts, dismiss those, and then be the person God has created you to be. There's a story told of an older lady. She moved here from another country, and she wanted to be a citizen. So she studied, and she took the test. And so now she was ready to take the oath. And they said, raise your right hand, please. She raised her right hand. It says, do you swear to defend the Constitution of the United States against all its enemies, domestic or foreign? Was the first question. The little old lady's face paled, and she was worried, and she trembled in a small voice and said, all by myself? Sometimes we don't have God confidence because we feel like we're taking it on all by ourselves. We're not. God is the one who's going to do it for us. But we have to have confidence in him. Is there something in your life that you're struggling with? You're struggling with knowing what to do. You're struggling sometimes with how to do it. Do you have God confidence that he can do it? He can. But do we have God confidence in him to do it? Have a good day.